Joe Biden and the Biden administration is seeking legal immunity for Mohammed bin Salman, of course, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, in his directed killing of Washington Post journalist Jamal Kashoggi. We'll talk about this, but here's what's being reported on CNN.
Morning, the Biden administration has determined Saudi Arabia's crown prince Mohammed bin Salman should be granted immunity. This is in a lawsuit against him by murdered journalist Jamal Khashoggi's fiancée. Of course, we all remember Khashoggi, who was murdered in 2018. His remains have never been found. A U.S. intelligence report concluded that bin Salman approved the operation to kill him. Of course, he was a journalist for the Washington Post. And in July, President Biden stunned the world when he went to Saudi, and there you see it, fist bumped with the crown prince following a promise to make the kingdom a pariah on the national stage. As a candidate, remember this?
I would make it very clear, we were not going to, in fact, sell more weapons to them. We were going to, in fact, make them pay the price and make them, in fact, the pariah that they are.
Let's go straight to our colleague Alex Marquardt, who joins us in D.C. Alex, I got to tell you, waking up to this headline and reading through this, I was really stunned. Can you explain to our viewers why this was the decision of the administration?
Yeah, the administration, Poppy, says that this is longstanding practice, that this is international law, that foreign heads of government are granted immunity from prosecution. Now, normally, Poppy, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is not a head of government. He's simply the son of the king. But a couple weeks ago, the king, King Salman, gave his son, the Crown Prince, the title of prime minister. So then he technically became the head of the Saudi government. Now, experts and activists who I've spoken with said that that was a ploy in order to get this immunity, and now it has worked. He is technically the head of the Saudi government, and that is what the Justice Department pointed to in their filing late last night that they made in this case that was brought by Khashoggi's fiancée. That filing made at the request of the State Department.
So, okay, guys. Generally, we can say Biden has not followed through on his campaign promise to make MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, a pariah on the world stage, and Saudi Arabia a pariah on the world stage. That has not happened. Biden did go there, seemingly cozying up to him. And y'all know, throughout the last year of Biden's presidency, there have been so many things that I've been positively stunned by that he's been able to accomplish. And largely, I've been very pleasantly surprised with his presidency. This has been one that I haven't been particularly happy with. Now, as we talked about in the segment while back whenever he visited MBS in Saudi Arabia, I get that there's a lot of diplomatic concerns, and I understand that sometimes you have to do things that don't come off the most morally sound because of more complicated geopolitical reasons. But whenever you made such a clear statement, you remember they played that clip, I was happy they did on CNN, on the debate stage in that setting or a town hall, and said, I'm going to make him a pariah on the world stage and hold him accountable. And then you don't make an effort at all. And the United States intelligence found that it was indeed MBS who ordered the killing of this journalist for criticizing their government or doing reporting they didn't like. And that's it. Once you become president, you just kind of go back to normal. Status quo just feels wrong for sure. And so the specifics of this, maybe it is true, seems that it is, that we don't allow these types of legal cases to go against heads of states, and we do grant them immunity. But this is more so the optical failure of, I think, Biden on the issue of Saudi Arabia and MBS after a pretty strong stance he took during the campaign. Here is a Democratic Congresswoman saying she was kind of stunned waking up to this news.
We also got news out of Washington overnight from the White House side, which is that the Biden administration has decided to grant immunity to the Saudi crown prince. This is about a U.S. legal case, and basically they're saying that he's exempt for it, that he has immunity from it. And the case was related to the murder of the journalist Jamal Kashoggi, which we should note the administration has said he ordered. Can you think of a good reason that the Saudi crown prince should have immunity in this case?
I'm going to be very blunt. I was stunned when I read it this morning. And I was texting my staff very early about trying to understand what the issues were. So I think it's very complicated, but I am very disturbed by some of the things we say. So I want to, before I go off on one of my whatever, I really do want to understand the issues and have asked to get the details of what this finding is.
So she said there, similar to what I'm feeling, which is it'll be interesting to see the explanation they're giving. What is the validity to that explanation? But then separate from that, it is clear that at this time, Biden needs to take some sort of stand against the actions that were taken by MBS, by the Saudi Arabian government, whether that's purely rhetorical or also in actions he can leverage based on the United States government, is to be seen. But something needs to be done on his end to show he didn't just completely forget, ignore, or flip on this issue since his campaign and still cares about getting some sort of justice, or making clear the United States by no means endorses or is okay with or stands for the actions that Saudi Arabia, their government, MBS specifically, took in regard to Jamal Khashoggi. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.